Welcome back to BreslovCampus. Insights in the Parsha of the week, Parshat Vayishlach. We see the Torah makes a whole story about Yaakov's encounter with Esav, and also the changing of his name, this being part of the story of the changing and development of Yaakov's name from Yaakov, which means the heel, the bottom, to Yisrael, which means like Svara, rulership. And Yaakov went through this process of having his name developed, specifically through the incidents related to his encounter, Yaakov's encounter with Esav. We see that, for example, the Torah brings up that as soon as Yaakov heard from his messengers that Esav is coming and it doesn't look good, so Yaakov immediately prepared himself with 3 items for a bribe money. He prepared a gift as a bribe, prayer, and battle in case needed. And the Torah goes on to mention the prayer in detail, what Yaakov actually davened about, his words of prayer, which is something very interesting that the Torah is letting us in the wording of the prayer of a tzaddik. Normally the Torah will mention, and he prayed, and he prayed, and he prayed, without details. Here we're given the details of Yaakov's prayer, and then from this honesty of his prayer, we're led to the story of Yaakov now preparing to separate his family, and then for advancing towards Eretz Yisrael closer, and him encountering the angel, and Yaakov's ability to subdue the angel, getting a special blessing from the angel, calling him Yisrael already, and then Yaakov calling the name of the place Pnuel, that he saw the face of God. The Torah itself gives us the reason. And then afterwards Yaakov tells again to Esav, please accept my gift, because seeing your face is like seeing the face of God, of your angel. Rashi explains that Yaakov was telling Esav, I saw your angel and I was able to subdue him. And he told him this in order to scare him. He said that Esav should think, wow, he's able to deal with angels and to subdue them. I can't subdue, I can't fight against Yaakov. And then Hashem also giving him the name officially Yisrael and telling him the reason, because you've seen God face to face. What's this whole idea of the face, the countenance being mentioned so many times in the Parsha? It's because Yaakov corresponds to truth. We know that, right? Titen emet Yaakov, give truth to Yaakov. Yaakov Avinu demonstrated his truth at the utmost in this week's Parsha by him knowing that he's doing the right thing to come back to Eretz Yisrael, and therefore to back off because of Esav coming towards him. He didn't back off. He faced the situation because he knows that this is the truth. So what did Yaakov do? He dove in such words of truth that the words of truth of Yaakov connected him to his source, which is the countenance of God. Rebbe Nachman teaches that the Ohr Hapanim, the light of the countenance, is such a strong force that it burns off all evil. And a person should seek to, when a person feels that they're being pursued or run after or under major harsh judgments, and he wants to mitigate them, he has to connect to this higher level called the countenance of God, the Ohr Hapanim, the light of the countenance, and this affects a person to break through all the evil, to subdue them, and to advance. We see that this was the whole symbol of Yaakov Avinu, of him holding on to the truth in his pursuit of following the word of a God, the word of Hashem, and him sticking through it to the end, which led eventually to him being able to push off and subdue Esav. And this is the message that we need to take with us, is that when a person is faced with a difficult situation, it's no solution to run away from the situation. Rather, a person must face it, but to be like Yaakov Avinu, that if you have to fight, I'm ready to fight. If now bribe money is needed, its monies are on the side. I'm not going to feel bad of losing that money. But especially the main thing that I'm going to do and to face the situation is to daven about it, to pray about it, not to chicken off, I'm never going to make it, I'm not going to pass through this big blockage, this wall in front of me. Rather, I'm going to say, I have to get through this wall. I have to, but how? I don't know. So a person davens, asking Hashem, I know I have to go forward. I have to go through this wall. but I don't know how to do it. I'm asking you, Hashem, give me advice. I can't back off. I'm not going to back off because I know that's wrong. That's sheker. I want only truth. So this idea of Yaakov Avinu, by him personifying truth, to the extent that he has his name now officially called Yisrael, which is a name of prominence, of good, of stature, to come to that is only through the emet of Yaakov. That's why the verse says, Titen emet Yaakov, and not Titen emet Yisrael. Give truth to Jacob. We're called the children of Jacob, not the children of Israel necessarily. The verse doesn't read, give truth to Israel, because the place where truth is needed is when a person is subdued and tight and frustrated and overwhelmed with obstacles, like the heel on the bottom. And at that point where a person is able to express words of truth, similar to what Yaakov Avinu did, he started setting forth his frustrations and confusions in front of God and his requests, and that's how we made it and got through, and that is our message also how we can get through too.